So you know on this channel how I like to do an end of the year holiday special about rubber dome keyboards. What? What do you mean? I only did it once and no one watched it. Well, starting now it's a tradition. You not watching the first one, well, that's on you. But anyway, this year we're back and we're going to feature a rubber dome keyboard that's really not that bad and you should check out. First, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Toyotathon, seasonal affective disorder, Omicron wave, whatever holiday you celebrate, New Year's, anyway, Return of Cthulhu, I don't know. Anyway, happy whatever. And this is coming out on Christmas Day. I'm filming this a little bit early because I want to unbox the keyboard. This time I haven't used it yet, and I'm going to use it for a few days and then come back and talk about it. I have used one of these in the past, but this is a new old stock. So without further ado, let me bring it out to the table here and we'll take a look at it. Keyboard delivered. So this is an ErgoForce 3601 by KeyTronic. This is a rubber dome keyboard. It has variable pressure depending on the key you press. Sort of like the Topra. Topra fanboys, don't get mad at me. Yours is a fancy, it uses a rubbered spring. So it's not entirely different from this. But this is brand new in the box, has not been opened, has not been used yet. And I wanted to give it a shot. Now, KeyTronic's been around for a while. They made foam and foil keyboards back in like the 70s and 80s. And then they started making rubber domes in the 90s and 2000s. The original DOS keyboard, I think, was just a black color version of this. These are beige, but the DOS keyboard was just an ErgoForce that was painted black, basically. Or you can actually get ErgoForces, KeyTronic branded ErgoForces that are black as well. So I think they just slapped a DOS keyboard brand on it. But these are interesting. The variable tactility is an interesting concept, and let's get her open and take a look at her. This hasn't been opened. It's been sitting in its tomb for some years. I apologize for the video quality. I was going to use my new 4K DSLR, but I violated the chief rule of photography equipment in that if you're buying support equipment like tripods or arms or anything like that, take the stated weight and have it at a minimum. And well, let's just say I'm on the GoPro for the time being. The camera's fine. Almost wasn't, but anyway, so this is our keyboard, all wrapped up in plastic. Yeah, fresh. It does look a lot like a Model M. It's all shrouded in plastic. We'll get her out of here now. We have your favorite PS2 port there, cable made in China, no surprise. Oh, hello. We have catalogs. Let's have a peek at these right fast. All right, we've got our, let's get a look at these. Get this box out of here. Keyboard skins, $14.95. The KeyTronic mouse. School mouse's feet track more accurately than ball mechanisms. I've never heard of this. Okay, so this is back, before optical mice. You said the balls. So this would have been like late 90s. That's interesting. KeyTronic, $39. I don't know if KeyTronic's really still around or warranties these things, but I guess I could send it off. And here is your map. Hopefully you can see this. The GoPro is of dubious video quality. I'm sorry, but it's a Hero 9 or whatever. But as you can see here, so these keys here in white are your 35 grams, your 45 grams are this kind of just solid gray. The striped black and white is 55, so that's like your shift modifiers and your nav clusters and function keys. And your 80 grams, your heaviest weighting ones, are like your space bar, your Windows keys, meta keys. I hate to call it Windows keys, Control and Alt and stuff like that. So it is variably weighted depending on the key you press. And the theory is it's harder to press down the space bar so you don't accidentally press it and stuff like that. It's a similar idea to how a Topra works. That's all well and good. Without further ado, let's get rid of the accoutrement and bring this back into focus here. So this is the keyboard itself, and you can definitely tell this space bar is definitely heavier, 55. These are quite light. So I guess the idea is, you know, you're going to hit these keys with your pinky, and those are your lighter 35 gram. These in the middle you're going to hit with your stronger index, middle, and ring fingers, so they can be a little bit 55. And it, yeah, you can, that is definitely lighter. I don't know if you can hear the sound on the mic or not, but kind of rattly. Not probably the greatest sounding thing in the world. It does feel like a rubber dome. It's not quite a dome and slider, but and you know what? I don't care who I make mad with this, but it's better than Cherry MX Brown. It's got more tactility. It's sharper feeling. Better than Cherry MX Brown. That's a low bar. I will concede that point, but it is a bar nonetheless. Got the ErgoForce by KeyTronic. That sounds like a really crappy anime, but what are you going to do? So we'll hook this up. I'll use it for a couple of weeks, and well, probably it's the 14th now, so probably a few days. And I'll come back and talk about it and upload this video for Christmas, and we'll see how it does. All right. See you guys in a few days, but for you, it will be just a moment. A couple more things before I run off. Just to point out here, it does look like a Model M. You notice it's got that kind of same curved case here. I think the keys are uniprofile just by looking at it. It's been, no, those F keys are definitely taller. So not quite a Model M. I bet it's not curved on the inside. Model M has a curved back plate so that the keys can be all the same size. You do get 2 flip out feet back here. They've got little rubber doodads on them to keep them from sliding around. You can see here it is pretty hollow under here. You know, made in China. Does not have a date on it that I see. There's your serial number. I don't know if I could figure it out from there or not. But yeah, old enough to still be PS2. I'd say this is probably late 90s, early 2000s era piece. I know the original DOS keyboard came out in 2005, and it was basically one of these. So I'm guessing late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, so that's really kind of all I have to say about it, and I'm going to get to using this. Okay, so it's been about 10 days. It's Christmas Eve. By the way, Merry Christmas, Happy Festivus, Happy Toyotathon, Hanukkah, seasonal affective disorder, whatever you celebrate. I hope it's good. Got some Christmas lights here to maybe, you know, make the thing more Christmassy. Maybe I'll throw some Christmas music in the background. Anyway, holiday music, we'll say. Anyway, neither here nor there. What do I think of this? It's a 9 out of 10 idea with the varied weightings on the keys. That was interesting. It's a 4 or 5 out of 10 execution-wise. These keys here are too far heavily weighted. The spacebar, Alt, and these keys, I found myself missing. You really have to whack those to get them to register. That might just be this board. I did have some reliability issues out of it. I had to swap from my Soarers converter over to just like a generic monoprice PS2 to USB converter. It did not like the Soarers converter. It seems to have a couple of traces on the membrane acting up. I did notice that some keys would stop working occasionally. The caps lock light has gone out, and this is a new old stock board. This had never been used before. You know, I've got boards that were heavily used, older than this, and still work. Now, that could be the fact that this is a later model ErgoForce, and like everything else in the late 90s, it got cheaper than its predecessors. If you got an earlier version of the KeyTronic ErgoForce, it may be more reliable, it may be better. This one is just very light, very flimsy, it twists really easily. I would skip this keyboard. It's just not that great. So yeah, it turns out I was right. ErgoForce is the worst anime ever. That being said, do I have any recommendations for a dome keyboard that I do like? If you saw last year's video, you recognize this. This is my Compact RT101. This is an NMB dome with sliders, so it's got like a plastic slider that crushes a dome. It sounds much better. It feels much better. It's 10 years older and much more reliable, and just much better built. It doesn't twist or flex like the KeyTronic. this is way better thought out. The cable channel back here is much more usable. It's got a much heftier weight to it, and it's just a better keyboard all around. It is a bit quieter than like an M or a full-on mechanical. It is still a bit loud, especially that keyboard's really rattly. There's another company called BTC that makes dome with slider keyboards, and they tend to be a little bit more tactile than this. The NMBs are fine by me. That key's popping off. There we go. I pulled one off earlier, but these are better, and these are cheapest chips. You can get these the Dell Quiet Key, the Compact RT101. There are literally hundreds of NMB dome with slider models out there. Get the older ones; they're generally better. And the same with the BTC. Packard Bell used a lot of BTC dome with sliders. This is just not built well. The key feels mush. These keys don't register as easy. It seems to be unreliable. You know, the cable channel even isn't as well thought out. The little flip up feet, I mean, they seem like they might snap at any minute. It's just not as well put together. I would skip this board entirely and just go with the NMB dome with slider. That's my thoughts on it. If you had an ErgoForce at one point, what did you think of it? Did you like it? I'm going to do the typing demo after this, and I will see you guys hopefully soonish. I might get one more video out before the new year, but if I don't, for reasons, I'll see you in 2022. I've got some ideas for the channel and what to do with it, and maybe splitting off some stuff back again. We'll see how it goes. I used to have 2 channels, well, I still do, but anyway, long story short, I may be doing some changes in content. If you're here for the keyboard and the tech stuff, that's staying on this channel. The photography stuff may be moving to another channel just out of, keeping things separate. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to do the typing demo in stereo, so get your headphones ready, and I will see you next time.